My God. Time to start. 43 minutes late. Fire me. Get the beats rolling. Huh. How's everybody doing? Hopefully I've adjusted my audio to where it sounds a little bit more clear. I don't get cut off as much. Noise gate problems. Yada yada. All that fun stuff. Is I don't think it's that. When I come in just through, probably right like that. If anybody opts in, they'll be like, that music in the background. That I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's start off with what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be covering a dungeon, like a D&D 5e. You can really adapt this to any tabletop, really. It has to do with castle sieges. You know, you got two ways you can do it. You got the classical skill challenge. You remember from last time I was working on all this stuff. I have a skill challenge chart right here that kind of helped guide me, and right up here was the heap. It was gonna be siege. Players were gonna have to hold up into it. And so it's from that idea of the movie Willow. At the first part, I'm gonna redo that map. I'm gonna actually redo this map, and like later on, to show how to use Dungeon Scroll. What I'm using, I have it linked in the description on YouTube. And so, get down to here. What I kind of went over was I put a limited amount of supplies inside the castle walls. So this place is called Castle Rock. Party needs to fortify their position, use whatever they can. Barrels and crates, I put 20 each, not a hard number. Logs, 12, 2 carts, about 6 hay bales. They can use their creativity on those kinds of things. Armory. The armory is equipped with like simple / martial melee or ranged weapons. There's roughly 50 weapons. Ammo for the ballista and catapult is found here. So this is the bottom. This is like the ground floor you're looking at on the right hand side right now. On the left hand side, the main doors. Any place that has a door shown like these, enable that clicker thing. So but yeah, this is kind of to give you an idea of where like stuff can be found, and also I threw in a couple chests for them to find maybe some items. I don't think I put that in here yet. But anyways, The outer walls, I put a couple notes here to get an idea. So I can remember the outer walls are 60 feet tall, 4 feet thick. The inner walls are 40 feet tall and 2 feet thick. The inner tower is surrounded by water, as you see, that appears 20 feet deep. Rope bridges, I created a rope bridges stat blocks real quick. AC 12, HP 16. If the rope bridge is damaged and falls below half of its HP, the bridge becomes unstable. Each creature on the bridge must make a DC 13 dex save. On success, nothing happens. On fail of 8 to 12, the creature falls prone. On a fail of less than 7, the creature falls off the bridge. And that goes for these ones right here. Just about 10 or 15 feet long. And we got some really long ones out here. And you see how I went to like the higher level. We have the ones represent light ballistas. The zeros represent light catapults. Both of the catapults and one of the ballistas is supposed to be damaged to where the party can repair them. And so, what we got? I had to change these around a little bit. I just kind of rounded off some things, like their AC is 15, HP is 20. For the catapult, for the ballista, it's the same. I just pulled these off of like the D&D wiki. It tells you their range. I did adjust their range a little bit, where the catapults are longer ranged than the light ballistas. Actually, yeah, this one like 400 feet. The catapult. It's supposed to be like 250. I'll just do that. And so we'll go over the defending Castle Rock. I created a fortification action system. I was going through a couple things last stream that made me decide if I do this system. They have 18 fortification trap repair actions before the Skull Knights reach their position. So if they use all 18 actions, basically the Skull Knights are right up on their door. Speaking of doors, we have AC of 15, HP of 5. Where did I get these numbers from? Actually, I'll actually show you this real quick. Not there. Maybe here. So I looked up this in the Roll20.net. Found some statistics for objects. Found that wood is 15 AC. Crystal, glass, ice, AC 13. I'd say crystal, but glass would have an AC of like 8. Less, but cloth, paper, rope is 11. Which, you look at the rope bridges, AC is 12. To represent a little bit more fortification on the roping. HP is 16. That'd be a small object. The HP 16 represents basically 4 points on the bridge where you have to cut, being 4 HP each. So 4 times 4. So we have the doors are fragile. And once the door hits 0 HP, it's destroyed. Doors can only be fortified once. Each door takes 1 action to fortify or repair, taking from the 18 fortification actions. Whenever you fortify a position, fortify like a door, it's going to get plus 15 HP. So, they can also trap like a door, a doorway, the ground. The DC of the trap would be 8 plus their proficiency bonus plus their intelligence modifier. Since the rogues go off of an intelligence based, figured that would be the one to go with. You can always adjust this. And you can always make it a 10 plus the, whatever modifier they want to use. Because usually when you're going with 10 in D&D 5e, you don't add your proficiency bonus. The DC would be a dex save, of course, or other save that they would want to do. The damage is 2d6 of the trap, whether it be hot oil falling onto enemies, a hay bale falling onto enemies. Fiery hay bale can do extra effects like catch things on fire, explode on impact. So, you gotta improv at that point. Action time. For each action, the party chooses to forego the opposing army plus 60 feet away. So let's say they go through several actions for like putting new doors up, fortifying doors, repairing the catapults and ballistas, getting them ready, and they have like 3 fortification points left. For each point at 60 feet, so 3 times 6 is 18. They'd be 180 feet away. The Skull Knights would, and that gives them the opportunity. So they have to this will take them about probably 15 minutes to kind of set up, and you just have to, you can always use little index cards on your mat, or you're using a marker board type laminated map, you can always write it down on there. But yeah, so the for everything fortification system, I believe so. All right. If you're just based off of a skill challenge, given we're trying to give them time to, we're trying to represent time of the Skull Knights getting to them and them getting prepared, and also trying to give them like a chance to use the ballista and catapult X amount of rounds before the Skull Knights get to them, which each round the Skull Knights will be 60 feet closer because they'll be on horseback, and horses go 60 feet and around. So I have the DC, the outcome, and an example on this little chart I created to help me remember. I put up a skill challenge. This is for a level 5 party. So like a skill challenge is where the party all has to pitch in to complete something. Let's say they want to repair the front gate. They roll a nat 1. That's a fail. The PC fails to fortify the door properly and has a minus AC to the door. One of the PCs decide, and they could say like this first PC could say, I want to use my knowledge of, I want to use my like skill, I want to use my myths tools or carpentry tools to, because to me that's a skill. If they've took the time to make their character be good at carpentry, they could use that, and whatever they get outcome be as follows. But moving on, say the next player is like, I want to use my knowledge of history to no, that one really got a history. I want to use my athletics, my strength to repair like this ballista, and they roll a 2 to 7, and like say they're not good at, you know, athletics. For some reason they got a 7, 2 to 7, so it's a fail. They just fail to repair it. Next player goes. They want to repair the catapult. They can't use the carpentry tools. They can't use the athletics, because that's usually how skill challenges are ran. Can't redo the same skill somebody else did. So it, you know, helps it kind of pushes the players in a, how could you use your skills creatively? And so somebody's like, well, actually I'm good at like tinkerer's tools, so I'm going to repair the catapult. So they roll a 8 to 13, success, but the PC manages to repair the catapult, but the minus 1d4 to attack roll. Damage rolls, so they just have to roll a 1d4 and minus that from their attack roll with that catapult. Now, the next PC says, I want to fortify the door, but this time I'm going to use my thinking. Give me one moment. Stream's fooling around on me. Don't know what to do. It's saying connection expired, but obviously it's streaming to Twitch. So. And I'm back. Breaking stuff. Restream. Being weird. Alright. I see somebody messaged. Nightingale. How's it hanging? Thank you. Thank you. It does look good. I did make it. History to know common ways of defending castles past. Interesting. Yeah. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking, but at the same time I was like, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, me as a DM, I would take it. I'm pretty flexible. What was I saying? Fingers, tools. But yeah, somebody comes. One of the players says, "I want to use history because, you know, yeah, I've read a lot of books on this actually." It ties in with intelligence, so. Yeah, I'd allow that, and they get 14 plus. So that's a success. They successfully fortify the door, giving it plus 15 to the HP. And, you know, then the next player would go, and they get a nat 20. And they said they wanted to use their thieves' tools. They want, you know, they're a rogue. They want to set up a trap at the front door. And so they roll a nat 20. The PC would successfully set a trap. Does an additional 1d6 damage with the trap. They did like such a good job on it. It does like a total of 3d6 damage. So yeah. I would probably, depending on how many successes they get, put that down here. Because what I would be looking for is like more than half. So if you had 4 players, I'd go with 2 successes. So and of course, if you only had like 4 players, compared to like having 6 players, I'd probably let them run through this skill challenge twice. And I would allow each player like on the first round, to do, you know, whatever skill they wanted to. But then whenever it comes to the second round, they can't use those same skills on the second round of running through the skill challenge. Whereas if I had like 6 players, I'd have them run through, and I'd probably call that as is. And if they, you know, didn't meet their halfway point, you know, and they didn't fortify the door, it's closed as AC of 15 and HP of 5. So yeah, that means the Soul Knights are going to break in on the first round, but they would then, you know, they just have to kind of deal with it. I would set out how many rounds do they have until, oh, on the last one I was talking about the Golden Knights showing up. So once they're in the fortification, they're doing these repairs, or even before they get in, they'd see the Skull Knights approaching, something like over 300 yards away. But then beyond them, you see glimmer of gold coming over the hill. Recognize it to be the Golden Knights, and it seems they're coming to give you backup. But the Skull Knights are going to reach first. There's over 60 of them. Put down 60 soldiers. There's supposed to be like 3 dogs. In the movie, there were these things that looked like rat dogs. They had like a rat tail. They had the fur of a, I don't know, maybe fur of a rat too. But their face was like very bony. It reminded me of maybe some kind of a warthog. It was weird. But enough of that. Found a creature I might want to use. Because the point of these things are they're supposed to be sniffing out the, like in the movie they're sniffing out the baby. And if you're using a baby or an item, you know, instead of dog, Skull Knight, a locator device and a blue crystal. I'm trying to find on this D&D 5e StatBlock Generator. It can also be found in the description on YouTube. Talk it over. I'd always go with a blink dog. Those are interesting. I got this Skull Knight save. See what they got. They got the keen sight. Very basic. Dog? Death dog. Medium monstrosity. Oh, it's two-headed. And has a disease on bite. 12 constitution. Sounds rating 1. Feet is 40 feet. I like this one. I'm going to use the death dog. And of course I could go down here and change stuff on it, but all of it looks fine. They're not supposed to be, their hit points is like 39, so in my games I use the hit system that talked about, where you just like basically round this up to 40, so it takes 4 hits to kill it. So it would be, you know, if you roll under a 10, like if you rolled a hit and hit it, and your damage is under 10, that's 1 hit. If it's over 10, that's 2 hits. Over 20, that's 3 hits. It is what it is. Makes it a lot faster. Yeah, let me save. Always. This is a printable block image, and I save it. That'll all go in my folder. That's dog we'll use. Put that in. And the death dogs is with this one skull knight. So the next part would be what's in this water. In the movie, the little wizard sorcerer guy named Willow. Now this is all spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, shut your ears, go watch it. It's actually pretty good. But he ends up, he's trying to learn this reverse polymorph spell, essentially, and polymorphs a troll into something else and then knocks it into the water. And this thing grows to be really big, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to create its stat block because I don't know what to use there. But we'll go over that in a minute. But it's already going to be in the water. The party won't really be able to discover it. It's kind of like once all the fighting goes on, I'm going to have it to where the Golden Knights, the PCs, will have end off . Skull Knights for 10 rounds is a very long time. Because depending on how many players at the table, how long they decide to sit there, try to figure out what they're doing on their turn. Like literally take an hour. That's just 1 minute. But the Golden Knights aren't too far behind them. So these can be changed during game if everything's lagging too slowly. But the PCs will have to fend off the Skull Knights for 10 rounds. Until the Golden Knights show up. After 4 rounds, after 3 rounds, the creature, the water, come up. And it is aggressive to everything, so it'll be attacking the soldiers and the players. That'll be fun. And so, the player, like I said, this 10 rounds could take a while, so I can always bump it down to 8 rounds. So they have 3 rounds of just battering Skull Bearers. I think, yeah, that's what I changed their name. Because I changed him to be a Skull Knight. And I would run the soldiers as, run up and attack, or shoot their bows and arrows. Create their stat blocks, I'll pop. So this is just a regular old soldier. I took, like, there wasn't a soldier in the monsters handbook, but I took a knight, I dumbed him down, and I found a soldier on like D&D wiki, and I like this one ability they had, which was formation tactics. The soldier has part now. Alright, but has formation tactics. Where the soldier has advantage on saving throws against being charmed, frightened, grappled, or restrained while 5 feet of an ally. One ally, I would include all of these guys, of course. Their actions are they all have a long sword, they all have a long bow, and they have a reaction to parry, kind of simulating something of a shield for some of them, because it gives +2 to their AC, burns a reaction. Because 60 soldiers running them I'm going to have them as minions as well, but they are 2-hit minions, where, you know, anything under a 10 would be 1 hit, anything over a 10, you know, kill them. And at level 5, most players should be able to get over 10 hits, 10 HP, 10 damage, whatever. But yeah, that's the soldier I created. Basic. So created the full sergeant. Guys. Did the same thing, took a knight, changed name. Armor class, gave him chainmail. There's only 3 of them, so they take 5 hits to kill. And I'll give some more recommendations on running a lot of people like this. The Skull Sergeant, they have the Brave, multi-attack. Oh well. They have a great sword, heavy crossbow. They have a leadership bonus action. It recharges on a 5 or 6 on a D6. So once they use it, each consecutive time after that, they have to re-roll to use it. For 1 minute, the knight can utter a special command or warning whenever a non-hostile creature of it makes an attack roll or a saving throw. Creature can add a D4 to its rolls, provided it can hear and understand Skull Sergeant. A creature can only benefit from 1 leadership die at a time, so you can't just stacking 1 guy up. 3. And as I understand this, this is one of those that use this bonus action. The creature gets this, and once they roll the D4, it's burnt. But they can use the D4 time during that one. So they don't get the D4 for the whole minute. And also the Skull Sergeant has the parry. Whole Knight. Pull him up. Was on that. I was still working on him. So in this stat block generator, go to the save stat block. Load. Load a stat block. I make sure. Razor. Willow, go to my stat blocks. This is in downloads. Download. Left flip. Slide. I don't think I saved it. Oh, I hit save. No. Ugh. Save the dungeon. Yeah. I didn't save it, I don't think. Oh, wait, or did I open up another one? Here it is. Okay, okay, I'm an idiot. Didn't save it because I kept it open. Alright. Give Macy 18, the Skull Knight. He runs around with a big fur pauldron armor. Like big fur pauldrons, his armor. Big old cape. Skull mask. Strong brute. I'd say he's probably even like part Goliath. But his skull mask gives him an advantage on his wisdom saving throw. He's a brute. He adds 1 extra damage die once per round. Whenever he hits with an attack. I changed up the charge attack of his, where if the Skull Knight moves at least 10 feet straight towards a target, and then hits it with a melee attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Target is a creature, must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw, pushed up to 10 away, knocked prone. I compiled his DC from his proficiency bonus of a plus. Yeah, he's a challenge rating 7, plus 3. So that's 8, plus 3 is 11. I want to be DC 15. Plus 90. I was trying to use the strength, I think. I moved that up. Anyways. I just plugged that number in, DC 15. Anyways. I created an alternative here. Tackle. Target as a creature. Skull Knight can choose to grapple the creature instead of knock prone on a hit. So, no save. Just charge. Hits him. Does the extra bludgeoning damage from like maybe hitting him with his shoulder. Slashes him with the sword. Punches him in the face. But then he can grapple him. I gave him the Sentinel feat. So that's going to buff his challenge rating. But the reason I gave him grapple tackle is to his grappling throw. It's homebrew stuff. So buyers beware. DMs beware, whatever. You have the grappling throw. If the Skull Knight is currently grappling a creature, the Skull Knight can throw that creature 1d4 spaces. So up to 20. The creature must succeed 15 dex save. On fail, the thrown creature takes bludgeoning damage equal to the number rolled and is thrown. So if it throws them 4 spaces, they're going to take 4 bludgeoning damage. On a fail save, if they make the save, no damage, and they're not knocked prone. If the thrown creature enters another creature's space, the creature subject to the thrown creature's trajectory must make a DC 15 Dex save. Successful save, the creature can choose to move 5 feet. Creature that chooses not to move suffers the consequence of the saving throw. On fail, both creatures are knocked prone, same space, take damage equal to the number. So if the Skull Knight throws somebody into, throws them 4 spaces, but somebody is on the second space, 10 feet away, they collide on the failed save, taking 4 damage, 4 bludgeoning damage. They're both knocked prone in the same space. So I didn't put it here, but whenever dealing with 2 players are in the same space, that's squeezing, and they have disadvantage attack rolls and I think saving throws. I would just do attack rolls, but one of it is they need to get up and move out of the space. During the game, I might not remember all those bits of the squeezing. I'm not. They already have castle to defend. They have a troll to deal with while dealing with the Skull Knights trying to get their mulligan. So the Skull Knight's trying to get the mulligan during this. During this whole dungeon, keep siege, castle siege, whatever you're running it as. So we were going to create the troll. I'm going to jump into that. The Skull Knight's complete opinion. Putting anything more on the guy is already going to make him difficult. More difficult. He is only a CR7, so he has the 160 hit point. So he takes 16 hits, knocked down. And depending on level of the party or anything like that, if you were dealing with 4 level 7 characters, CR system's broken. Everybody's talking about it. I'll get to it eventually. Not in this. Not going in. Because literally, to me, challenge rating really just. What's their proficiency bonus? It's all that matters in this thing. And I went over how you can create a monster and use the CR system to create a monster, but you kind of gotta, it's all about action economy. So a Skull Knight gets 2 attacks. He's fighting 4 other creatures. Probably gonna be dead in less than 2 rounds. With level 7 party members, 2 rounds. Especially if you got a paladin doing smites twice every. And then you got the rogues with their sneak attacks. Save the stat block. Printable stat block. Save as PDF. right on into my stat. And the image. Yeah, this is how I set up my one-shots. I just have folder, formal. They're all my one-shots I've developed. They're fairly in-depth. Some are incomplete, like the Devouring Suns, the Brainy Bandits, the Black Sands. Because as you see, I don't do anything off of a module, anything like that. Alright, so I know I want this creature to be big. Like, it has like, think of that, long neck dinosaurs. Like, that's what they look like. There's like two big long necks with big heads sticking out of the water. So with I want them to be like, probably at their head level would come up right to this. So their outer walls are 60 feet. Which would mean that the thing could like get its head across 60 feet. It's going to be able to move up under this wall, go to these other parts, but wherever there's not water, like in the armory, it's not going to be able to go. It'll be able to move its head there, like it can move a space over per turn. Pops its head up here, it has to deal with two walls here, and it can outstretch to here. Because yeah, once its head pops up, it'll break the... It's going to be a big creature. Let me trying to make it to where I can see the chats better. Give me another sec. That should be for me to come back and forth on. Let's see. Auto rolls are 6. You could always lower that. Our walls are quarter. Make it 50. Have 40 and 50. But technically couldn't reach all the way. But like, just like dealing with like, all right, this is gonna be a bite melee attack. Bite something, probably halfway. 25 feet. Like, train its. Because like it wouldn't be able to go over these wall parts. So get protected. You could just stay in these areas. Don't come out through these doors. Over here. In the movie, it definitely was like seemed more open, but he did have these sections block off and leave them with more traps in the movie, where he had like crossbows set up, where he would crossbows. They would come, let loose the crossbows. And yeah, I totally set that up as a trap. Okay, so let's create this. I can't think of any stat block to really go off of. No, there's all. They don't just have like the monster manual monsters in here. They have the Tome of Beast, Kobold Press down at the bottom. Angler worm. Huge monstrosity. Huge is in the 15 by 15. Four. I'll just start from here. Call it the troll worm. Or 2. That freaking old, not a kraken. What's that thing? Cut off a head and another one comes back. I don't. God, somebody help. You know what? Heck. Ah, I actually found it right here. Called an Eborisisk. This is its ugly mug. Big old noses. And they did just come out a series. I'm watching. Haven't seen it yet. Nockmar Salt. All right. Sisk. That thing. Ooh, it's class dragon. According to that. Not much more on it. Get like more abilities from it. We'll just make it up as. So first, it's gonna go into Gargantuan category because height goes above 25. This thing would be. Says it's a. So I use this thing other ways. But right now it's just like trapped in this dungeon. Alignment. Unaligned. Hit dice. Ooh, gargantuan. Let me update that. Let me see. Ooh, hit points 3, 7. I don't want. Off. $15. Because in the movie, like, gets killed, but basically the only reason he's killed is because they run a knife. Not a knife, a sword, whatever. Cheese and cheese. Can be blind. You know what we're gonna do? Let's do this. Let's go. Ancient Sea Dragon. Thing can't fly. Say that. Classified dragon. Dragons don't fly. What I do whenever I'm creating a monster for Homebrew, as I just go through and I'll find a like monster. We'll keep the siege monster. I probably let it keep it legendary resistance. It's amphibious. Doesn't have a layer. Not gonna have regional. Says 20. Stick. On 16. I think it's as to use later on. I might keep all the rest of that stuff on it, but it's only has it. So I'd take away these things. Look at a young. Yeah, I'll start. I keep saying that, but I might be right. Not sure. Did some urge. Thing was big. Gotta look that up. Gotta find that. What I use is a fifth SRD org to kind of look at the other monsters. Wyvern. Wyverns do fly. Still use the all that this it says blindside is like 30,000. Make any sense? No, it doesn't. Certain perception. But still. That even throws his dex comp. Not have charisma. This one is not like one of those charismatic. I feel like a wyvern puts it a 6. I'm alright with taking that down like that. It's seemed like in the movie that its intelligence not that because a wyvern's 5, so wrong. So. Not deck. 30. Strength cause wisdom. Hold resistant. It's not. It just so happens to be living in water. Addition immunity. Probably doesn't have any condition immune except for grappled. Yeah. That. As amphibious, adds the Got all these presets. Let's go. That one that's I want to give it legendary resistance, but maybe we just plain magic. Oh yeah, and to change these things, you have this. The Mon has it. Place them here, so I'll do. Two attacks. One with gives me headed. That's what I'm gonna do instead of the magic resist. Give that to like the death. Two-headed. So like that. As each head is acting on its own accord. So like two could make a bite attack. Thing so big it would be duck. Head skin. If it was out, I'll put it like this. One bite attacks or bite. So look at the. There's monsters that swallow you. Find them. That to the end. Know if they have that in there or not. I know who has it. Or ask. Swallow. Isn't it? Yes, is. I'll just take this swallow or ask. Oh. Unmake. One bite attack against a larger, smaller creature. Grapple. Oh, here we go. I gotta add the bite from here as well. Alright, so the target takes the bite's damage, target is swallowed, grapple in, while swallowed, the creature is blinded and restrained. It has total cover against attacks, other effects outside. Not take that much damage. Formatting help. Damage. 6 acid. Start of the take 60 damage. Swap. Compare this to. Also got giant frogs and giant toads. With that. See, so the giant frog, the 1/4 does 2d4 acid damage. This one, it can only have one thing, so no damage. Damage stuff. Gotta find another creature that swallows to see where they get this. I could just make up a number that would allow for level 5 players to. There's the purple worm, which I know is literally like more power than I'm here. Oh, Reddit. Whatever this is. Playing games. Not Reddit. Needs that. Whereas, and here. Whoop. Here. Takes 30 damage. Its HP is like 160. Kitty cat. Meow meow. All right. All right. So just half it and make it 30. Sounds good. This is CR11. Oh, I was thinking about if there's a rhyme or reason to this. There's not. Rask has overseen the nice because the thing thinks Rask is misspelled, so and I'll just oh, so the Tarask must make saving throw. That makes no sense. The Bahir, because it's lower level, 14. Make that 6. One 30 feet. Grass. Long neck you gotta crawl out of. Which how I run prone is that it can that'll allow the player to come out, stand up. Like, at least you weren't laying down, buddy. Amphibious. Siege monster. Two-headed. Multi-attack. Bite. Yes, the bite. The could be. Oh. Two Rask. Use that wording. I'm lazy. Rask. Alright. Target is a creature, it is grappled. Bite attack. I haven't decided on idle breath. On this monster I'm creating is Eberisk, Gargantuan, Dragon type. Dice 6 armor. Bonus. An AC of 18. 40 feet. Feet is 50. Alright, so Tidal Breath. Instead of it being Tidal Breath, thing is like a gross looking sledge monster. 2 heads. Give it that ass for the ass. Poisonous S Cloud. Toxic. Gas. One has gas, one has. That'd be a good one. Poisonous gas breath. That'll be on the left head. And one exhales. Poisonous cloud. Cloud of gas in a 30-foot cone. Featuring that EC 16. Onset. Constitution saving throw. Failure, the target takes 8. Poison damage. That's the save. Unsuccessful save, the creature takes half as much damage. Poison damage. Ooh, what's the how's it read out on the thing? Cloud kill. That's the poisonous gas one. Lingers. One minute. So Sid Cloud. Okay, so on the cloud kill spell, it doesn't say anything about like you're immune to it like those other effects get some creature enter on a turn, starts his turn. Clouds are starts his turn. That creature DC. So wherever it's use this at. Add this on. So it would linger in that there. Other one. Okay, acid breath 5. That's not. Bruh. Oh, the poisonous or die. So it's there. And change it. Update that name. Bro. Breath. Sure. I think that. 7. I'll base it off of its. Because, you know, you gotta have high constitution. Throwing up this acid break. Yep. Yeah, so that's gonna finish up that monster. That block. That over. This ugly thing is called the Borsis. No, wait. Fight. Let's claw. Fight. It's gonna have a reach up to $5 feet. All 15. There. Yeah. What I'm gonna do. Yep. All right. And so went over the dungeon, the castle siege. Gonna have the monster pop out of here. Saw that? Or sis. On here, I'm going to note that the Aborsisk limited it's bite and breath weapon. Movement. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out a way to put down like the two heads could be this section like together, or this section together, or one head could be here, one head could be here, but one head could not, could be here, can't be here, so they have to be adjacent to each other. Adjacent? So movement is limited to staying in the water. It must be with just keep it to where they have to stay within 30 feet of each other. Takes up roughly a 10 by 10. And counts as a large creature. Colossal. It counts as a huge. Because some abilities characters have can be where they can grapple large or smaller, but then there's some actions that can get up to a huge creature, and I can always just improv that where it's like they're grappling the neck of it, so you got it pinned for now. Haha. Their walls are 40 feet. Up a creature. Heads re- So at 50 feet, they'll be able to bridge. And they can even take down this bridge. Bridge isn't attacking them. Another little note for the little bridges down here. Once the Borsisk enters the lower bridges face, that bridge is destroyed. All right, so I think that covers the castle. Let's shift gears and go into the dungeon scrawl. All right, so you may experience a little bit of lag for just a moment. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to record this section so that way it's up on YouTube where I cover this. Make sure I can open this before I close it. Pops out right. Yep, populated. All right. Let's refresh. All right. Today I'm going to be covering Dungeon Scrawl. I'm doing this live. Doing it live, god dang it. So, a quick introductory to Dungeon Scrawl. At first glance, kind of start thinking, this is good for making dungeons. To me. Make dungeons. Feels so limited, like these blocks, and I got these. There are some cool images. If they'll load. Just reloaded this. Ooh. Looks like somebody created some new stuff. Holy crap, this just got uploaded. There's some new images here you can use. And oh yeah, I got a dungeon. But sure. What? Who puts bushes? Who puts rocks in a dungeon? Well, don't be fooled, folks. Check this out. Delete this crap. You just click on the object, click delete, delete it. Go to your layers tab up in the top left. Make sure y'all can see everything. Oh no. I'm gonna have to start over. Nope. Okay. We'll stay focused on the left side for now. Let me readjust this. Push in the dungeon is a mimic. No. Okay, I see what I did. I broke OBS. Alright, there, that should give y'all kind of stretch it, but what did it? Okay, whatever. You see it. Alright. I'll get this work. Trying to make it to where people can be able to see enough stuff on the screen. Alright, so with this, alright. You got a dungeon. Then you can simply delete. You can switch from draw to erase. You keep snap. Always keep snap on. Off with an S. Division. I don't know how high this thing, but apparently, yeah. Go all the way 19 where there's no snap, basically. You can go even higher than that, but I usually keep it on half. So 1/2, so you'll snap to every half of your grid point. rough or off. So keep that off. But check this out. Apply this to the current layer. And we are going to make village. But how are we going to create a village in a dungeon scroll editor? Pretty simple. So you see in the right hand corner here? Dungeon layer. On that. Gives you these options right here. Advanced. Different layers are going to give you different options over here. To begin with, like this one, you don't like. Doesn't seem like I can do it. Unpack the layer. Drop down this box. Turn off the shading. Turn off the secondary shading. I want to keep those on. 4. Click on it. Like the shading here. Different color options. Opacity, color on both of those. Go to the floor. So let's make outside. That is green. Sometimes. Or, got snow. Actually, let's recreate that one thing I was doing. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to do now. But this looks like a wall because the shadowing around left hand side and the top. Well, you just go on to grid shadow. Done. Grid. I want it to be darker. Put it to black. And make it wide. Make it so wide that does that effect to where every intersection like a white dot. Put it to 2. I want to be able to really see my grid on this one. Variant. Dots. Rough. Clean. Opacity deals with just that grid layer. Let's collapse that. We're done. The walls. Keep the walls black. Or I'm going to do down the width. I don't want it to appear like there's a wall there at all. No wall at all. Say 36 by 27. That's usually about what kind of dungeon map you're going to be, what kind of grid you're going to be doing. Buy one of those pre-made maps. Those laminated maps. So where to start? Let's start with naming our right here dungeon layer 1. I'm going to change that to ground. Now on the ground, I may want other things to be with the ground. So put the ground in a take this images. Boom, we have the ground and they're above that. So if we take this, throw in a bridge, have the bridge. See how it put it up here. I didn't. So I gotta drag that down, put it in. Then put it below the ground. Fit. Very intuitive. There's even options where if you have a brush, why is there a brush over the bridge? I don't know. So you just right click that. Sometimes it pops up here on the left hand side, sometimes it pops up over here. You just send it, you just bring it on to the front. You got a bridge over a brush. Enough of that. I wanted to recreate a um one of the other maps I was going to be doing. I think I'll just, going to be a heavy terrain type of map. Going over how we can create what looks like terrain. Back into our layers. Going to add a new layer. A new folder. We're going to call this a river. So if we have like objects we put in the river, will go in the image. But you could just do it in the ground. If it's not in the river, we have water. So this is the same thing. I want to make sure this little selected. Use this different layer. Now all our layer options are go down and unpack the layer to be able to do more with it, but we don't really need to take my water, have a path tool. I'm gonna break it. So it doesn't really look like a natural river. What we can do is click on rough, bring it back through. Have a river running through. Double click. We drag this out. Rough. We have rough edges now. Now with water, going to have shading. Don't need the hatching. We don't even need the shadow on the walls. Grid color, fine how it is. Floor color, water. Turn it so we know it's water. It's all coming together. And rivers don't really have a wall. One represent a section. Section. Back over here to the rectangle tool. I'm gonna erase. So basically, yeah, have my rough still. We'll erase parts that are going to be outside that. But I wanted to off branching. And even though I selected that, I can go over here, click rough on. Get it really wild looking. I just like regulation a little bit here. That off. All right, so over here bottom right hand section, I wanted to create a elevation. I'm going to go ahead and create a folder for elevation. We are going to grab here. If I start adding more, I'll show you one way to do it like the easy way. Then you can kind of guess the hard ways. And this one will take, we want path tool again. Make sure the rough is on. Let's start with the base. Click, drag. So what I'm going to do here, color in that off of it, rough it up, rough section. Also, to change the size of the path, you can bracket keys up, this in, all outside of our map. And rough doesn't have a quick key. Or a hotkey rather. We have this. Now, the shadow is useful if you want to be doing like elevation going down, I think. I haven't found a good use for it as far as like doing elevation up, because you run into a problem with the inside version. So the easy way, pack the layer. Shadow, no shadow. There's walls lower and walls upper. Thickness there. Lower. That. Little bit of thick. Grid. We can use rough. Use rough on the elevated terrain. Shadow there will take away the shadow. What you can do, take your wall tool down here, like a W, turn on the rough. Yeah, it makes it square though. The sides sit around like this. It off pretty heavily. I have new elevation. Again. And there is a text tool that you can put little notes here on your map. let's say it's not like necessarily like slope coming up, but it's like a ridge line to where you come up to like rocks and you climb the rocks to get plateau or whatever. So I'll put like 5 foot high slope or 5 foot high. That bump up that on the literally just going best. Round. High. You can also put like increments. Jaggedness of it looks good for it. Does. Let's say right over here. At the elevation. So like I said, could do. If we want to delete these walls, we don't use erase. Draw. So like right here. Put a thing right here where maybe this is a slope. I have a stairs tool. This can represent stairs, slope. We even need it to really bring it to fourth. Here. Going on a lower. How I usually do it, you can do it by smaller point, lower point, bigger section, higher. So that like represents slope coming. That's kind of the advantage. This these walls and slopes, or you just erase. You don't even use. Now, if I wanted to do elevation, the advantage to using the different elevation, you can start coloring them to represent, higher, maybe darker or lighter, vice versa. Whichever way you go with it, like then you can add shadows. So what I'm going to do, this elevation, take on over this on up here. A jagged pit. It's a pit. But I mean, the pit section run into the shadowing. Now you could change the direction of this. Where the Y is 0. Down, of course. You notice this one doesn't have a hatching. So, click on this, elevation 2, and you can come over here. Once you unpack a layer, Can't get, can't get, can't replace with another layer. This one's unpacked. This one's not unpacked. And I can apply to current. Elevation 2 I packed. It sucks. Because of like lighting and whatnot. I think lower is darker. Yes, that's what I would assume too. Because the lighting and the whatnot. So I'll just take out the shadowing. You're learning something. Okay, so it shows the shadow this side, but it's not showing it on this. What happened? Oh, that's the grid shadow. I'm an idiot. Makes perfect sense. Okay, let's say I wanted to make this like another layer going up. I'd turn off the grid shadow. It looks flat now. Then you could go shadow section, turn it on, messes with the outside. All these bumps to do. But there's a but. What? So if you just make the shadow longer on one side, it gives it that effect of this is a heel going up. I don't want that. Down, down. Bit of despair. Hit now. But floor. Change color. All right. That's messing with elevation on the text. On both of these, you can have this, or you can just have it on your height of images. I always bring my images. This. There's also on the elevation level of this. Out. Fortunately, it doesn't highlight them. Here. Yep. All right. Now, what I'm going to show you is building under these layers, so building on. So let's say go into our images. See if I can. All option. That's new. Grab this little image right here. Here. There. Where this shows underneath. Do hide this light. Our point. I'll come back to it. Layer. Add a new layer. Dungeon. Dungeon. Dungeon under hill. That's what I'll do. Now there's only dungeon here. Dungeon. Make a new folder. Call it the dungeon. That in there. Grab me some. So if it'll go. Cheese and cheese. One I found was this one, the dungeon downward stairs. And upwards. What I can do, bring back that image right here. There. Higher. Here's put them in my. This. Oh. Turn that rough off. This is where I would take. Have the hill. Floor color grid. Shadow on. Shading. Shading on. Always bring the size down. You'll see dungeon top of the station right. This whole dungeon. Line is made. Oh. Bad. Hate you. You even want it under grid. Technically, you'd want it under. Being a prick. Collapse these. All right. There you go. So this is even going to be on. So that'll cover up hatching. So you start taking these, you take station, take away, keep the river, take away the ground, have your done. John. So you can bring back the hatch. bit small. My preference will. Still on 1/4. I'm going to bring it to a half. I'm going to make a quick little dungeon. A hidey hole. Oh. There's a reason I'm trying to keep this all down. There's all sorts of stuff here. Like there's these like great, but there is a separate hole. So these will help represent locked door. And also there's even sections they give you that say, a secret door. It's somewhere. There's a secret room. Really depends on the art style you want to go with, and if you do particular. I am slightly. So this is like, all right. There's a hole in your map. Oh no! Secret tunnel. Bring back my elevation. Kind of see. Secret room has gotten away from me. All right, so the secret dungeon under the hill managed to be right underneath the hole. So, do I have anything I'm going for on this? I have no idea. I have no idea yet. River elevation. Going again. I will. Crap. Yes. Could be a hole into the room because of ritual sacrifice. So, like, this could be a blood room. If I go to up the elevation, this pit edges. Even have colored images. Or debris. Coffin. Throw a coffin in. Altar in here. So fine. I have an altar and then down into the below. So I'm going to put in a sewer grate. But the sewer grate is over top of my altar. Back. Depth. And whenever you hide this, all that. So this is here. Because down below there is actually 2 coffins of some ancient undead creatures that they're trying to summon. Whoever they are, the cultists. And inside this room, we'll throw a table at the end, pile of paper, edge of the table, throw a book here. Of course, all this stuff can be important book to help with important stuff. Uh, they have this stuff that you label for one. So if you're writing notes down, you can put the one out beside it. Make notes somewhere else for that. That's a spike trap. That's a spear trap to like stop, kind of deter people that aren't supposed to be coming in. Bring back the elevation. Have a little dungeon with quest. Take our. Now we have a use for our bush. Take the bush. Right there. Out on the edge of that. My images. Brushes. Back up. So this is where we'd take. We may label number here. I won't be able to find where it is. Rushing the grab that. One was under X Bank. They have the more gritty kind of thing. Oh. Big back. Just kind of covering it. There. And of course, throwing in some tents. Represent plants. Maybe you want to crack. So then we can Ew. Ruins rocks. So if your party's dealing with the occult, whatever. These can provide cover. That brush can provide hiding spots for your rogue. Crevice keeps them this way, they can't that way still. And of course, I just don't learn from my mistakes by happens. Go to the river, create some images in the river. I have it selected now. So it automatically puts it in there for me. Bridge coming across. Because over here, I have I'm going to create a new folder and call this building. Building, I don't know. Layer. Building up. Images in. put that as level 1. So we can do this. Okay. And a house over here. And of course, I'm gonna turn the floor color. Keep the shadow on. Maybe we might pick the walls and roughness. Make them so thick. Line width. Bring that down. Edges selected. Bring it forward. There. Already know the second floor to it. I'm gonna show you what I do for like a spiral staircase situation. Take that. I just point for the top, point for the bottom. Those stairs are going up. To help remind me, I'll bring over this wall tool. Wall tool. Turn on dash. Dash size. Whatever you want. Level 1. So this is going to represent nothing. Bring back the wall. That's the wall upper. We can just turn. But this will show dashes, so that way I know, the player just can't hear. Dark line. That. And of course, there's under the stairs, but secret tunnel. Some secret hatch or something. And we'll bring in some walls. Open concept with it. We'll cut off the and if you right click while you're creating, that will cancel what you're doing. Once made a castle full if secret tunnels of secret tunnels. I did that with a throne room of a monster where secret tunnels could go in, take your full movement, like you'd show up on the next, or you could. I was gonna run them either as teleports or tunnels, but basically you go in them, pop you out on a different part of the battlefield. But the players didn't use them except for this one, and this one player kept going in and out, pop out, use a spell, jump back in, and I was like, "Oh, that's what I get." But it was against a pretty hard enemy that don't tell them, but if I would have used them for their full potential, they smashed. But I did create the encounter for 7 people, and only 4 were there. And then the fourth one left, like right at the end of the battle. They had to go. Oh, put a door here. Enough D&D story time. That's for other streams. Creating this little house here. Just selected this. Let's decorate this house a little. So we'll say this is, of course, there's going to be really use one. They were. I'm pretty. And of course, you can. Like take this, copy, paste it. So that way, if you resize it in table there, barrel in the corner. Don't know how they got in there. They did. Ooh. Other thing, castle furniture, which I like to use. Like it's the only one with a fireplace too. I'm pretty sure that's the Fulham's game. They have some more simple, like a little bit simpler art. Really like it. But what I was looking for was the fireplace. Like that. Because what if? Because what if fireplace, both of these sections, it was like one fireplace fed into the kitchen, into the living, see through it, kitchen cook on it, set on the side. Work stuff. Art style. Corner. Party comes in, kills the person. Murder hobos. Here. Alright. Now, the selection. They have our layer selected. Grab this. Click. Copy. Layer. Layer. Building. Level 2. Paste this onto the little outline. So check mark. Boom. Toggle the first layer off. So you have to separate these. So you see, I turn level 2 off. I can 1 level 2 on. I won't see. Is level 2 image. On level 2, we up. Now take rectangle tool. Just erase this section. Pull back. I'll just do it like this. Sometimes you can make it to where you just erase or kind of thing. See down. Take at the wall. Dashes on. This represents the wall right there. Another thing I could have done. Level 1. Right click, duplicate the layer, then just brought it in. And it'd have all the same. Let me do that instead. Level 1 copy. Of course, you can have the same. Take this. Delete the layer. Hit this. There again. Level 2 images. Got that stuff back, so as drawing over it. Not gonna have this divider. Not gonna have see that section I got. So see, I'm gonna put that back there. All meshes are on. Now the party can fall down there. Not a wall. Come up. Of course, would probably a bedroom. I want two ugly. That bookcase in here. Yes. Great. Place for storage. Open crate sitting on top of the table in. Treasure on it. Window. Boom. You have a little house. And of course, all these images I just created outside of the stuff I was supposed to be doing. Now, whoa, whoa, surprise. One of these days I'll get. This comes into like, getting into the complicated building of it all. And so yeah, that's what I got. I went over the how you create the folders, create different layers. But we go over the last piece. So all right, so going to export. So we want to export like this whole thing. Outline we can use. I just go right outside the line. So then we just change file name. Sample map. That's the entire map. Now, but it's not going to show our dungeon down here, our first floor. So then, of course, our building. We take away the level 2 images. Level 2. Level 1 here. Take away our elevation altogether. What did I do? Broke it. Oh. Oh, we can grab this. Probably move it. I'll bring back the elevation. Yeah, that hatching sticks out. You can just remove that. Then have no. You can do all this from export. So then you would export this map. You have the first level here. You have your underground stuff here. You can even split this up to where it's like house, picture, and notes. Take a picture of the house and you hit dungeon. Good. Tied to the ground still. And so another thing you can do is bring back the elevation. So you're just elevation stuff. You had multiple layers. Focusing on the top. Your images. You'd have to do create section. Is have your square selected. Object to do it. Select images. Opacity down. Create them as background items. But that's what I got for you tonight. I'm gonna bust off out of here. Y'all take it easy. Go enjoy some D&D. Good night.